Introducing first, fighting out the blue corner, hailing out of and proudly representing Argentina, with a professional record of 21 victories, 2 losses, and only 1 bout even. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Débora Anahí López. And her opponent fighting out the red corner, hailing out of and proudly representing Kazakhstan, with a professional boxing record of 10 victories, 1 defeat, and no bouts even. Please give it up for Angelina Lukas. And their supervisor, Mr. Justin Kennedy from Australia. And your referee in charge of the action once the action begins, referee Gerald Tomoldon from the Philippines. And the 3 judges scoring ringside, Mr. Steve Scott, Mr. Kraisak Tonghok, and Mr. Churchai Shannon Sichera.
Okay, everybody, we will resume the action right now with Western boxing. We go into the super flyweight in the female division. This is for the IBO World Super Flyweight title between Kazakhstan and Argentina. It's Angelina Lukas in the red corner and Débora Anahí López in the blue.
Lukas just marches out across the ring, starting early, and attempts a big right hand on Débora. Débora does a very good job to just stay on the back foot, but Lukas straight into the action for this 10-round affair.
Yeah, so Lukas with a 11-fight professional record with 10 victories, 1 defeat, no draws, and López with double the amount of experience, 24 fights on her record, 21 victories, 2 defeats and 1 draw.
So straight into the action in no time off, and Lukas just with her very typical style of just marching forward, blitzing her opponent, and just coming forward with lefts and rights from every angle possible, and just constantly stays in your face. And she can do this for an entire fight. So this is the first time she might be up against a boxer such as Débora, who likes to move around, buy the time, and you can already see the footwork difference for Débora. She's being very careful not to engage in action with Lukas.
Yeah, Angelina Lukas, very aggressive, brawling style, loves to take the fight to her opponent. Lots of dirty boxing from her as well. Great left hook, straight right, landed by the Kazakhstani fighter.
And I've always described Lucas's style as a young Oscar De La Hoya, which is just constantly on the balls of your feet, bending at the knee, and just marching forward with straight punches, almost keeping your hands at your hips, but just marching those punches forward. And it was very common for Oscar De La Hoya to blitz his opponent and really take them out in the 3rd and 4th rounds, just through sheer aggression and obviously exhausting your opponent. So Débora has definitely got her work cut out for her. 10 seconds already, and this has already been a very fast round.
The clapper goes for 10 seconds. López going to the body earlier on, and that is the end of the 1st round.
So we're going to see some action replays in just a moment here, but that was the 1st round of this IBO World Super Flyweight. We have Argentina taking on Kazakhstan. So a very typical 1st round for Angelina Lukas. For anyone who hasn't seen her fight before, this is her style. She marches forward and she just does not stop firing. There'll be moments where she gets a little bit tired, but she'll stay in front of you. Angelina is willing to take 2 shots to give you 1 good shot back sometimes, and that is the style of Angelina. Now, Débora is a very skillful boxer from Argentina, and Argentinian boxers are very much known for their movement, dancing around the ring, but once they engage, they tend to really just go to town. They're often described as tigers when they fight because they dance around and then they pounce on their opponents, and there's been several great boxers from Argentina, and they have this style of great footwork and then explosiveness once they're on the inside. This is a great matchup.
Here we go, round 2 on the way. The man in the know, Mr. Jimmy Bowe, giving his spiel on this matchup. This is a 10-round affair. And here we go into round 2. 2-minute rounds for these female athletes. Great barrage of body punches landed by Angelina Barbie Lukas.
And the great thing here is Débora is firing right back. Débora is not allowing herself to get bullied by Lukas, because Lukas can overwhelm you with shots and really make you submit to her style. Debora's got to fire back, really gain the attitude of Lukas that you're not going to quit, you're not going to be bullied, and this is where you need to be, inside the clinch. Be very, very active and not allow the stronger, more active fighter like Lukas to bully you. So Débora needs to just keep on her game plan and really be aggressive back.
Yeah, Débora on the outside here. Just using a lot of lateral movement against Lukas. Needs to stay off the ropes. Dirty boxing in the clinch as well from Lopez.
Yeah, Débora there definitely was throwing shots to the back of the head. I mean, it usually isn't intentional inside the clinch. You're just trying to swing for whatever you can catch. But there they go, once again, back into the clinch. And we often see this with Lukas's style as well. She is a front foot fighter. She's always coming forward. And this is very common to see. Débora needs to tangle Lukas up and then get back. But right now, Débora hasn't really landed much of anything. She stayed on the back foot, but hasn't really flicked that jab. Is she trying to wait for Lukas to maybe get tired? But we're going to see, and there we see it inside. They start to become explosive.
Yeah, I mean, Lukas at times looks like she's under a lot of distress in this fight when it's not going her way in this round. And Lopez definitely does need to play on it. Good jab there from Lopez, ducking under a potential counter as well as she threw it.
Yeah, you make a good point there. You've got to use it against them. You know, one thing that they say is you cannot be angry at your opponent, because once you're angry, they control you. You do not control them once you're angry. That's what Mike Tyson used to lose on all the time, was his anger. Here's Ali McCurney with some replays.
Yeah, a very scrappy fight, scrappy round for Angelina Barbie Lukas, who just took the fight to Débora Anahí López. She just didn't take her foot off the gas at all, Angelina Barbie Lukas. I mean, I like her style. I like the fact that she brings it. Just don't understand why she doesn't use the jab more, Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those love-hate relationships with the style sometimes. We love to see that fighters are constantly engaged. They're not making the crowd or the audience guess what they're trying to do. Lukas tells you exactly what she's going to do before the fight. She takes the fight to you and she lets you know, this is what I'm going to do. If you can keep up with it, good luck to you. But if you can't, I'm going to dominate you. So Débora needs to have done her homework on this fight. She knows what Lukas is capable of. Lukas is already in the center of the ring. The referee should really just be pulling her back and letting them come to the middle when he lets them.
Yeah, the referee is the third man in charge. Yeah, we have 2 minute rounds on this title fight. Good short, sharp two-punch combination from Lukas.
And you can see Débora's now not really got her backs against the ropes like she did in that opening round. She's almost a foot ahead now than she was before, and that is a sign of someone who's starting to set things up. So a nice jab to the body with the right hand upstairs as well. And that's what you need to do. Keep using that aggression, jabbing to the body. If someone marches towards you, jab them to the body, let them walk into it.
Good right hand there from Débora. Angelina Lukas has really been controlling this fight a lot with short bursts of getting in and out of the pocket. And Débora showing a bit of sign of life with her counter game with the right hand and coming in with her own aggressive two-punch combo, but landing with that left hook.
And you can see Débora is almost dipping down with that lead looping hook upstairs as well. So what Debora's doing is it's almost like a check hook, but you almost throw it downwards. So instead of moving or pivoting on the check hook, she's actually just dipping down. So it works the same way. And Angelina Lukas's aggression will work towards that shot landing a lot harder. So look at what Debora's trying to land. Debora's trying to land a lead hook without pivoting. And you notice here, Lukas doesn't necessarily just cut off the ring. She follows you whilst cutting it off as well. So she's willing to be in front of you whilst trying to herd you into a corner. The referee has got to take control here because both fighters have been hitting in the clinch every time.
Yeah, even when the referee had his hand on the back of one of the fighters, they were still hitting each other. Referee definitely needs to be a lot more assertive.
Sometimes it's bringing them into the center of the ring, telling them who's in charge, and then basically telling them that, and this is what I was expecting. Speak of it, great refereeing. Great refereeing.
Having a bit of a chat with them here, telling them off.
As we mentioned it, Ali, that's the exact, and that is perfect refereeing. Basically telling them, look, I know what you're doing, and I'm going to take charge early on. Here's some action replay. So as you can see, Angelina Lukas, she landed that big right hand early on, but Débora was trying to throw that counter hook as she was charging in. It's been quite a sloppy, it's been quite a scrappy fight so far, but this is what we always expect. Angelina Lukas takes the fight to you and she asks you, how do you want to handle it? Now, Debora's doing a good job of dancing around, staying on the back foot, and just kind of using her footwork to take away the aggression of Angelina Lukas. Now, if Angelina Lukas starts to tire, that's where Debora's going to have a real advantage. But Débora needs to get active, she needs to be busy, and she needs to land shots, because right now, Lukas is winning this fight on just activity. Débora needs to do something which really makes her think, how can I beat this person? I know she's coming forward, what can I do differently?
Okay, here we go, going around 4 now. We are set for 10 if it goes the distance. Lukas in the red corner with the purple gloves and Lopez in the blue corner with the blue gloves.
And Débora now a little bit more active with that jab, but she's circling to her left, which is going to walk onto Lukas's right hand. She's got to be very careful to switch up her footwork as well. You don't want to walk onto someone's right hand. You want to circle to their weaker hands that they're not using. Referee quickly in there to break them up.
And Débora throwing her punches and ducking at the same time, like moving her head off the center line, almost killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Moving her head so that she doesn't get hit, and then landing a punch as well to damage her opponent.
Yeah, the spearing jab, it's where you almost throw an upwards jab and dip your head to the right or the left, and you're basically trying to get more leverage on the shot, but like you said, kill 2 birds with 1 stone, throw a shot and get out the way of their possible counter.
Hit and not get hit. The secret of the sweet science of boxing. It's very difficult to achieve, but when you do, it can definitely give you a successful career. I mean, we saw Floyd Mayweather be the best, but one of the best boxers of all time with just that
hit.
Motto.
Yep, hit and don't get hit. I mean, that is what boxing is all about, but also making it a show as well. A lot of theater needs to be involved. Angelina Lukas does not want to take any time off, and that is a killer instinct inside her. She does not care if you wanted to take time off. She went back at you. Debora's got to be very careful because she's up against a very feisty fighter like Angelina Lukas.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Jimmy. And here is Lukas again, making this a dirty fight. Surprised that she didn't get told off by the referee for pushing her forearm down more on Débora.
I think the referee is going to be a little bit more active later on going on. It almost looks like she was chomping down on her arm there, but yeah, the referee needs to do something.
She literally just did it then as the referee was breaking it up, just put all of her weight down on the back of Débora. Okay, that is the end of round 4. Replays coming up very shortly, then we go into round 5. So what a round that was between these two. Débora had a bit more success with her counters and her straight punches.
Yeah, she's definitely found her timing. I mean, it's one of those situations where you've got 10 rounds to try and figure it out, but you can't wait too long. By the time you're in round 5, if you haven't figured out their timing or the game plan, unless you've got knockout power, you're not going to win the fight. So before round 5, you should have already tried to take one of the rounds away and then really come alive with your game plan. You know, one of the ways a lot of good boxers execute game plans is 1, 2, and 3, or maybe like the 1st to the 4th round, they'll take those rounds off just to download as much information as they can and then dominate you for the final 6 rounds. And as you mentioned, Floyd Mayweather used to do it, Pernell Whitaker used to do it. I mean, it's one of those things of just taking time off to over-dominate your opponent. But here we are in round number 5, so this is the deciding round in my view.
So on your unofficial scorecard, 2 rounds apiece at the moment, Jimmy?
I mean, I think Angelina Lukas is winning outright right now. I think she's just dominated the rounds because she's landing punches and she's taking the punches to her opponent as well. And again, the referee back into the action. It almost looks like Angelina chomped down on her opponent's arm. And we've seen this in boxing before as well, where as soon as someone's arm's in the way, they just chomp down. So let's see what the referee does about this.
Yeah, that was a very dirty move there from Angelina, if that was what she was planning on doing. Right hand, though, just bulldozing Débora at the moment. Débora getting warned for a hit in the back of the head.
And I think he's going to take a point away if she does it again, by the way. And we very seldom see this in these particular fights, in these arenas, is they don't take enough points away, in my view. They do a lot of warning, but they don't really stick to the game plan. And if you don't take points away, fighters will just know that they can break the rules without any consequences. So I like that the referee is just straight in this one and really taking control. But as we were talking about earlier, I think Angelina Lukas is definitely winning this fight. She's landed more shots, she's being active, she's being aggressive. I just think Débora hasn't really adjusted to what she needs to do. She knows how to do it, but she isn't executing it.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, Jimmy. Lukas controlling the center of the ring, diving back into the pocket, and Lopez going down low to use the clinch. Lopez just seems to be Lukas
smothering herself.
She keeps on getting beaten to the punch.
Well, she's smothering herself with her shots as well. So when Lukas comes in, instead of stepping back and trying to land a fully extended clean punch, she keeps like kind of folding up on herself and not really getting the shots off that she wants. So we know what Debora's trying to achieve. She's just not able to release those shots the way because she's smothering herself, she's tangling herself in the shots. And it's a very common thing that we see in boxing when you've got someone like Lukas who is just always in front of you. It's finding the gaps and trying to extend yourself in the shots as well. And if we have some action replays, we will let you know in just a moment. But to me, that was a very interesting round. And it, like I said, round number 5 in these 10-round affairs, that's where you really learn how the fight is going to go and how the fighters have adjusted. Now, unless Débora has knockout power, if she hasn't got the game plan down now, I'm going to find it very difficult for her to actually win this fight. And for those of you wondering, we do have plenty more fights coming up after this one. We still have 3 more boxing fights after this one. We will have a WBF World Light Heavyweight fight coming up and a UBO Continental Heavyweight fight. So 2 heavy hitters coming up, and of course the legendary Cinnamon Call will be fighting once again. Here we are, Ali. We're going back into the 6th round.
Yeah, here we go, round number 6. So Angelina Lukas in the red corner with purple gloves, and then Débora Anahí López in the blue corner with blue gloves. Such a scrappy style though from Angelina Lukas. As soon as she finds a flow, it's really difficult to get her out of it.
Yeah, and it works for her. Like, you know, if you remember Joe Calzaghe would just do the exact same thing in every fight, and it would work for him. He was an unbeaten boxer. He literally told you what he's going to do in every fight, and it was still hard for people to beat him. And that is where the referee should really be warning him now, because that is hitting after the bell, and sorry, hitting after the break several times over.
All getting a bit heated here. Lopez was able to get out of that exchange and land a few shots to the head on Lukas. She was not happy about that, Jimmy.
Débora needs to go to that 1-2 now. It worked well just then. If Débora wants to win this fight, she needs to believe in the jab and the right hand. It doesn't even have to land clean. It just has to be active there. That's the one we're talking about. If Angelina's marching towards you, try and time her blitz, try and time her movement, and then throw that 1-2 as she comes in. But that's the only way I think Debora's going to win this fight, is a constant 1-2 battle.
Débora trying to come upstairs with that right uppercut, but I was missing the mark. She may as well she was just scooping air at that point. Great right hook though on the inside, and a referee calling time. Okay, now here we go. Referee taking control, taking a point off of Débora for hitting the back of the head. He did warn her. That was her 3rd warning. Like Jimmy said, we've been really calling for this.
And this is what we needed to see. A big right hand landed by Débora. Is this the wake-up call she needed? And this is what we needed from the referee, taking the point away, proving to people you cannot get away with breaking the rules in boxing. But Angelina Lukas, to me, is also very close to losing a point. 10 seconds on the clapper, that was one of the best punches. So if she didn't get that point taken away, Ali, she would have won this round.
Okay, there you go. That is the end of the round. What a round between those two. Lots of drama. If we get the replays, we will break them down for you. But, I mean, just talk to us about, here we go. Here's the replays right now. Right, so here was Angelina on the front foot, just attacking like she normally does, leading with that overhand right, that right hand. And Lopez hitting the back of the head with that cracking right hand. That's probably the best punch that Lopez has thrown in this fight so far, Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, look, Débora did a great job of landing those shots, and that was the punch I was calling for, which is the 1-2, and I think it's the only shot that's actually going to work. Now, I'm so happy that the referee is just proving that he's in control of the action. He's not going to let the fighters dictate what the rules are. He's going to tell you what the rules are and you're going to follow them. And he's also setting the pace for other fighters as well. You can't do this and get away with it. Now, I think the referee might even take a point away from Lukas, and we see this quite often in boxing, which is the balancing effect. He lets them take a point and then he takes a point from the other one, so it kind of goes even Stevens once again. Yeah,
a lot easier for the judges ringside to score the fight. We go round number 7. We are set for 10 if we get that far. So Lukas getting told off in between rounds that she can't push down on the back in the clinch.
But we know this is going to happen again, so I'm curious to see how the referee is going to do it. And there we see it once again, pulling down on the back of the head. And I'm very curious if the referee is going to take a point from Lukas here as well, just to kind of set the pace. Debora's doing a lot better now. We're in round number 7, though it might be a little bit too late because I think she's lost the majority of the other rounds. But at that last round, it was that right hand, to me, that really set the pace. But is it enough? And
there's another right hand right there, Jimmy, just as you said that.
A great right hand, and that's the punch that's going to win this fight for her. The 1-2, stick to the basic boxing, maybe throw that check hook, and another situation where she pushes down on his head, pushes down on her head.
Again, Lukas getting in up close and personal. Whoa, it looked like that she... Did you see that?
It kind of looks like it's happening. I'm not sure if that's what we're actually seeing. Let us know in the comments as well. Is that what you're seeing? Yeah, and we see it again.
It looks like she's biting her opponent. I've never seen this before. And again, pushing on the back of the head.
You've never seen Mike Tyson bite Evander Holyfield?
No, I have, but I mean, doing it, calling the fight live.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it a few times. I've seen the bite marks on the arms after the fight as well. We've seen it quite often in boxing and MMA as well. I think it's just one of those natural instincts where someone puts something near your face and your mouth, naturally you bite back.
But it's absolutely ridiculous. You're winning this fight. You don't need to do that. You don't even need to push down on the back in the clinch. It's just really dirty tactics from Lukas.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where this is what Angelina likes to do. She likes to make it scrappy, and again, hitting after the bell. Now, the referee needs to do something now, because to me, how can you take a point from Débora for hitting to the back of the head when she's also broke so many rules as well? We're seeing some of these action replays. So there was that right hand from Débora that started the action. This is where they kept tangling up. I mean, it's still being an entertaining fight regardless of the situation we're witnessing. It's still been a very entertaining fight. There's been a lot of fun punches being landed. There's been a lot of interesting tactics, but we've also got to see how is the ref going to adapt to this situation now, because like you said, Angelina's winning this fight. There's no reason to do anything now. You're already winning this fight, and you've already seen that Debora's best shot is her right hand, and it only lands if you're stepping into it. If you're stepping back, Debora's probably not going to be able to land a clean shot, so you may as well just win this fight by not doing anything crazy. But again, we like crazy, we like drama, and here we go.
Yeah, but I mean, there's just an absolutely ludicrous. Why would you consider biting your opponent? What's the point? You're throwing the fight away.
I mean, it's been a very late evening. You might get hungry, you might get peckish. It's one of those things. I just don't know. I don't have a good answer for it. There is no good answer for it, but the surprising factor is the referee hasn't been told about it either. We've seen it several times. And the referee once again bringing him into the center of the ring. But look, every fight is like this with Angelina Lukas. She likes to make it scrappy, and it's entertaining. You know, like we said, boxing is theater at the end of the day, and Angelina is still winning the fight. Ricardo Mayorga used to do this all the time. He used to make it very, very awkward. He used to make it very interesting, but he used to win fights.
Right hand there, and Lukas cranking down on the back of her opponent, but referee not saying anything. This is absolutely ridiculous, Jimmy.
Well, it's one of those things where we said Débora lost the point quite early on, which was a fair point to take. And he's warned Lukas several times for the same thing over and over again, but it keeps happening. So it gets to that point where you're just like, what is okay and what is okay for a warning and what isn't. But now he's letting him fight out, and that's where Débora needs to be. I hope Debora's corner is telling her that you're not winning this fight. You need to push the pace right now.
She just needs to go for broke right now and just attack Lukas. She's been waiting too long on the back foot. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting to get a different result, and that is just literally what Débora is doing. She needs to change things up and just needs to do the complete polar opposite, be aggressive, take the fight to Angelina instead of trying to counter her all the time.
Yeah, and she's had success, because usually you expect with Lucas's style that you're not going to win being aggressive, but Debora's done fantastic going forward and landed some great shots, and there it looks like it again as well. I think it's just an angle. There's clearly something else going on here, otherwise it would just be insanity. It just looks like it. It looks like, you know, there's a lot of people asking me right now, and we're seeing in the comments as well, like about the biting remark. I'm not sure, but here's Ali with the reaction, people.
Oh, I think it definitely was. Angelina's very peckish, not just to win that title, but wants a real piece of Débora López. Here's the replays here. Bit of a better round for Débora López at the end of the round, landing these check left hooks and right hands. And same old from Angelina Barbie Lukas, just coming forward with her two-punch combinations and roughing up Débora López in the clinch. Really ugly style from Angelina Lukas, especially if she's going to start biting her opponent. I've got no time for that, Jimmy, I'm sorry.
No, I'm 100% agree with you. And like I said, we haven't seen it correctly. I want to watch this fight back. I want to see some of the replays, because if we see that happening, something needs to be done. I mean, you can't do that. Look, doing it once or twice, it got away with it, but I think it's been nearly 4 times in the fight where it looks like that's happened. But we can't say it's happened for sure. It just looks like it's happening. But we will see, and, you know, we will have the replay of this fight to watch it back. Anyways, here we are, round number 9, scheduled for 10, Ali.
And Lukas kicks things off with a 1-2 with her first offense of the round. Good right hook to the body there from López. She gets tangled up in another clinch from Lukas.
Back into the action they go. A nice 1-2 being landed as well. So that's the punch combination. That is the winning thing here, but we're in round number 9. We need to do more of that. Big right hands upstairs. Angelina starting to back off ever so slightly, and that's where Débora should really be setting up that right hand upstairs. And the shot that you use to set up a right hand upstairs is a jab to the body, right hand upstairs.
Yeah, I mean, Débora has 21 fights on her record as victories. Only one of those was a win by knockout, so not a massive knockout winner here, Débora López. But can she pull off an upset here? She's got a minute to go in this round, and then if we get that far, the next round after this, the 10th and final round.
I mean, Angelina Lukas is just a tough competitor. She's always in front of you. She's always coming forward. She's aggressive. She'll do whatever it takes to win the fight. So we will see. We will see what's happening. Again, a lot of people asking what's happening in those replays. We will see later on. You can't hide in the ring.
No, you can't, but I think the referee is turning a blind eye to this. Punches in the clinch from Lukas, dirty boxing from the Kazakhstani fighter. As López backs off, trying to land a check left hook, and punch to the back of the head from Angelina Barbie Lukas. Is the referee going to say anything? No, he's not. What are you doing, referee?
And a big right hand landed, and Débora goes to the canvas. Considered a slip. We're back into the action once again. We're going into a round 10 after this. It has been a weird fight is the way I want to describe it. It's just been very entertaining. Here are some of the action replays. Angelina Lukas tangles up with that right hand, and Débora, as soon as she gets in, we're trying to see the angles of these fights, but again, once you're in that fight, you've just got to deal with what's in front of you. If the referee's not helping you, sometimes you've got to take that fight to them and just accept it. I mean, I'm so surprised at how calm Débora López has been in this entire fight. I've seen fighters throw an absolute tantrum over the slightest of things, and Débora's had so much happen to her in this fight. She has never once complained. She's just kept her cool. She's stayed calm. I mean, we saw with the other fighters who were complaining and everything. To me, she's got all the right to complain, and she hasn't at all. So look, all credit to Débora López. I think she's had a very difficult situation, and she's just handled it like an absolute champ.
Yeah, she has, and here it is, 10th and final round. It's been a really dirty fight between these two. Quite scrappy, quite sloppy, and it's just been in the clinch the whole time. And again, it looks like Angelina was biting the shoulder of Débora López, and it was in the referee's blind side, but not doing anything, not seeing it. It's just ridiculous, Jimmy.
Flirting with the rules. You know, look, Bernard Hopkins used to do it, Andre Ward used to do it. They used to hit you on the blind side of the referee. It's a very known thing in boxing, but not like this to an extent. It was definitely a lot cleaner than this. This, to me, is an absolute fight right now. We're not witnessing boxing, we're witnessing a fight. Pushing down on the head once again. The referee's warned her at least 7 times. Maybe 8th time will be a charm. We're back into the action, and now pushing her face with her gloves.
In the clinch here. Lukas lands a right hand as she exits. López tries to land the left hook. Uppercut there from López. Great shot from the fighter in the blue corner.
And there we go, tangled once again. And this has just been an absolute clinch warfare for the majority of this fight. Starts off on the out, and a big right hand landed by López there. They tangle up once again. López has just got to give it everything she's got. Less than a minute to go for round number 10. It's now fight or flight.
Again, being pushed down on the back of the head, back of the neck. Lukas, the referee not giving any warning. Ridiculous. Absolutely absurd.
The referee's there to protect you as a fighter. You can't stop them from pushing your head down. You can't stop them putting an elbow out. You've got to hope the referee saves you in those situations. The referee has done no favors to Débora in this fight, and look, I think Debora's going to win more fans for this fight. But look, a great fight. Both fighters put it on the line. They went toe-to-toe. They did everything they possibly could to win.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first judge scores it 92-97. Second judge scores it 94-95. Third judge scores it 94-95. And your winner, by way of unanimous decision, fighting out of the